Hello, friends. Welcome back to Fifth Road Spirit. I am here with your reading for the new moon in Libra. Um, the new moon will be in Libra on the East Coast in the United States on Friday, October 16th. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same almost everywhere, depending on what time. Should be October 16th and 17th then. Okay, so let's start off with the identifying where we are now and where we've come from and where we're going. So we are kind of in between the Balsamic Moon and the new moon. So the Balsamic Moon, right now um, we're in between that phase, but the Balsamic Moon was still, I believe, in the sign of Virgo when we moved out of that. So the Balsamic Moon phase is the time in the phases of the moon where we find ourselves healing and getting prepared, yeah, basically healing from any of the messages that we've gotten throughout the first phase of the moon. And you'll notice I am using cards from the Moonology Oracle Cards deck. And now we're moving toward the new moon in Libra. And in the Moonology deck, this describes this new moon as a new romantic cycle beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and read from both cards. Let's pop them up over here. And of course, as you can see, I have my new moon candle lit. The new moon is when the moon is dark. And if you've been following along my journey, you have probably recognized that I focus a lot on the phases of the moon and attuning with the feminine aspect of the moon, the feminine cycle, and the feminine aspects of the moon. And what I do is I relay the story of the moon and the astrology movement in the tarot cards, which I have here with my helper cards that I'll go through in a second. And then I do a reading for the new moon. So maybe that will help you set your own intentions for the next moon phase, moon cycle, lunar cycle. Okay, so let's read about the Balsamic Moon, and then I'll read about the new moon in Libra. Let's see, where are you, Balsamic Moon? Actually, all right, trying to find, here it is, just past it. Okay, so the Balsamic Moon. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or simply to pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had. If you know someone or something really isn't good for you, this card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. Attuned to the moon, when one is healed, all are healed. The teaching is patience is required at the time of the Balsamic Moon. It is a time for self-care as you slowly but surely prepare yourself for the new moon, which is just around the corner. No matter which point in the current moon cycle you have pulled this card, it's a reminder to go a bit easy on yourself. The time to step into your creatrix power will come soon enough. Give yourself the time you need. Okay, now that's the phase. The Balsamic Moon is the phase we're moving out of, and we're moving into the new moon in Libra. So maybe think about what has happened maybe in the past couple of days during this week. Today is October 15th. Maybe think about some of the things that have happened in the last couple of days that have had you thinking about the past and things that you may be looking for healing around or about. Okay, let's look at New Moon Libra. This is where we're heading. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may even be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning. And if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. And anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or your personal life. Libra is the sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to taking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. So you may want to reach out to someone and let them know you care. The teaching for this particular card is that Libra is the sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So when we have the new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. All right, so in that card, let's go into our little bit of a reading. It's already gone over a little bit of you may have heard some of the connections there in the tarot, but we have the Justice card that in tarot, the major arcana that stands for Libra. And Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, which is represented by the Empress card. Now, of course, justice is balance. The Empress is about fertility. It's about creativity. For me, the Empress card itself is about, nothing will come from a situation except through, nothing new can be created without another. You have to be able to join up with someone. And it could also be, Libra could be also about cause and effect around maybe creating something new, but definitely very much so, this is about balance and creativity. Now, I also pulled the High Priestess card because we are talking about the moon. And the High Priestess for me, is about the feminine mystery, the dark feminine, the entrance to the womb, secret teachings, mystical teachings, deep awakenings, and trusting your intuition. So all that is very important right now. Justice as the Libra card, the Empress as the Venus card, the ruler of Libra, and the High Priestess coming in to represent the moon. Now, we also do have a moon card in the major arcana, which represents Pisces, but I left it out in this particular situation because I just wanted to focus directly on the moon and Libra. Okay, let's get into this. Actually, let me go ahead and do this. Create space, sacred space for us to talk this day about the Libra new moon. All right, I call on my divine masters and teachers. I call on my ascended enlightened ancestors, and I call on the elements of air, earth, fire, and water to come into this reading with a message for the collective, for the new moon in Libra. I also call on the fifth element, the nature that combines and unites us all, to come into this reading with some guidance for the collective. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, let's get some cards. Spirit, if you have any cards, any messages, any guidance for the collective for this new moon in Libra. Thank you. Wow. Do you have any? Oh, wow. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Do you have any guidance? Thank you, Spirit. Do you have any guidance for the? Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Okay. So, let's see what we have here. Wow. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to leave this lined up in this way for now. Okay, you guys, wow, this is, okay, so we have the World card. We have the Empress card, definitely our Venus ruler of Libra out on the table. We have the Emperor. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Seven of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. So this is interesting. I don't think I've ever pulled the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading before. And on top of that, the Hierophant is at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely about a marriage at a higher level. And we're getting confirmation here with the World card that there is an ending and a beginning. And this Empress, guys, this is going to be a very quick reading. But the Empress is here to begin something new, and it's quite awesome that the Empress card has come out, because with her card, my connection to that card is that my belief is that nothing. So let's look at the how the cards work, and especially the major arcana. In tarot, in the major arcana, the Empress is the third card in the major arcana. The Emperor is the fourth card. Now, the alignment of this, the numbering of this is, I look at the Empress, right, and I see that if there is no Empress, if there is no feminine, if there is no creativity, if there is no container for a creative experience, there can be no Emperor. And for me, the Emperor card can talk about, it can represent an actual father, it can represent the government, it can represent rules, hierarchy, and things along those lines, like structure, the structure of things. And this is you can see how the Empress's robes just kind of flow there. She's very comfortable. Look at all these pillows. She's out in nature. She's in her worlds, right? Whereas the Emperor is sitting on a very rigid throne. He's got a staff in his hand. You can see mountains behind him. Everything about the Emperor is very rigid, whereas everything about the Empress is very loose. So it could be that you And when I say you, the universal you could be experiencing your creative side, and you could start probably understanding how it matches with a structure, or how it kind of um, gives birth to a new structure, um, a new um, a new way of being. Okay, so, and of course, yes, the World card is about beginnings and endings. Not so much beginning and ending of the world itself, but the beginning and ending of of a major cycle. It could also represent something about, the end of the year and the beginning of the year, or anything like maybe 365 days. But now, after we've examined, nothing, nothing comes through except through the Empress. So there can be no emperors without the Empress. Nothing comes to royalty or to being but through the Empress. So if there's no Empress card, there can be no cards after, and that includes the Emperor. So without, you could even say that without chaos, there can be no order, right? Um, so let's look at the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about, and for me, I sense that this card represents the move from, we're moving our passions away from structure. We're moving all our desire, all our wants, all our actions, right? We're moving them away from a place that is no longer nurturing. And the fact that this man in this Ten of Wands is moving away from this Emperor, it could be that we're moving away from a certain structure in our lives and looking to plant those things elsewhere, which is evident in the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is the pages are always about messengers, but the cups represent emotion, spirit, represents it kind of represents that new container and what it can bring. This could be news of someone moving elsewhere to create something new. Spiritually, could be something, it could be a new relationship, but definitely there is some aspect here of there is a newness coming. We're moving away from an existing structure, an existing structure, an existing government, and we've essentially paired with someone else, or some other energy, or some other way of being, or some other idea, and we're creating something new. This Page of Cups is the message that we're getting, that something new is coming into our lives. However, now we are back to our Seven of Wands. Whenever we try to create something new, there could be things that we are fighting against in order to create this new thing. Let's think about how the Libra card, or the Libra card in tarot, is in the major arcana, is the Justice card. What's going on in the world is a lot of uncovering of the need for changing government systems, the need for changing laws and policy and structural things that have held us back from our creating new birth. And the Seven of Wands is indicating that we are at an advantage, but we are definitely fighting some things. And quite honestly, sometimes the message is we find ourselves fighting old ideas that are lower than us, when it's kind of like we're at the top here fighting with this one new idea that we have, and we can just take that one idea and keep it moving, because this person here is at the top of the hill fighting people that are beneath them. So it's kind of like, hey, look, I can just go off and start this new thing. I don't need to continue battling things that are beneath me and behind me in order to nurture this fish in this cup into the bigger sea behind me, right? Yeah. And the fact that this Hierophant is here, I believe this is definitely either about um, maybe you're maturing in your idea of, if you're maturing in your idea of marriage, you're maturing in your idea of your religion, or you're exiting these ideas and freeing yourself from the confines of those things and discovering that even honestly, even if you stay, you know, like, again, take it as you will, but even if you stay like same relationship, all that good stuff, this is a freeing of the confines of your ideas around that thing, which frees your relationship to grow in a new way, even existing relationships. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you're able to authentically be yourself and move away from rigid ideas of who, who you think the other person is, who you think you are, and still being able to be in the same place. Yeah, still being able to be in the same place, but have this new idea. And it might look different to people on the outside. Other people might not understand what it is you're doing. But that's your relationship, right? That's your place of being. That's your safety. That's your comfort. Um, yeah, you don't have to continue to, fight against these people because you have your stick. you can you can just go off and enjoy yourself. You don't have to, keep fighting um, those ideas and actions that are beneath you, those passions and desires that are old and immature, quite honestly. Yeah. Okay, so how much time? I'm at 22 minutes. Let me see if I can get an oracle card for you. Let's see. Do I want an oracle card or do I want an animal spirit card? Yeah, let's go ahead and do I've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck because, I don't know, I just felt called to it when I purchased it, and I've been working with it for a few days now and kind of liking it. So let's go ahead and see if we can ask Spirit for a message. Alright, Spirit, can you give me some guidance for this reading for the new moon in Libra? Can you give me some... thank you. Wow. Alright. So we have the giveaway card that's come out, and that's the number 23 card. If we add 2 and 3, that is 5. If you're into numerology, I advise you look up the number 5 and the meaning for that card, for that number, excuse me. So I'm going to prop this up and let's read the book, The Giveaway, number 23. Okay. The essence. The giveaway is the gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours: a smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. This is not giving to others what you no longer want, like the sweater that no longer fits, but gifting that which is most precious, your authentic love and genuine feelings. Again, yes, this to me is definitely a reading about being authentic in your own relationship and moving away to a new birth within that relationship. And definitely, yes, you could be moving on to a new idea, a new relationship, things like that. Again, take it as it resonates. If it does not resonate, please do not accept it. However, this is moving toward new ideas, which I believe is authenticity. Moving to plant yourself where you belong. Okay. The invitation. Make a list of 10 people and things for which you are grateful. Connect with the feeling of gratitude. The giveaway comes to ask you to feel the same gratitude without needing anything or anyone to inspire it, and share this gratitude with those you meet. As you offer thanks, your heart opens and you start realizing how much life has given you. You heal your feelings of scarcity and open yourself to the abundance that surrounds you. The giveaway invites you to be in the flow of life as you give freely and receive freely. And again, that giving and receiving freely, that's in this Empress card. That is the feminine aspect that allows us to receive and create and then birth. And of course, we are in this new moon phase. So the receiving part, the gratitude that we are, considering that we are the container for new growth, for new relationship, for new love, um, for a new way of seeing ourselves. We can birth that within ourselves because we are now the container to receive. And then what the Empress does is, if we connect with the moon cycle now, we are in this new moon phase. We are in this the dark womb where it is readying itself to receive the thing which will connect, the contrasting ideas that will connect, and those two things will come together. And during the until the next full moon comes, that full moon is where we birth the thing that is created right now. So really think about the contrasting ideas that might be hitting you right now and how those things can birth something new, authentically new, solely new for you. Okay, so that is your full moon. That is your new moon in Libra reading for October 2020. I look forward to the full moon reading. Actually, yeah, there's another full moon coming, and we also have a Halloween coming up. I'm excited about that too. So, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful new moon in Libra. Have a wonderful lunar cycle, and I will see you for the weekly reading in a few days.